What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? Hope you're having a great day. So today's story is going to be a real estate story. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't tie stocks and crypto into it somehow. I look at all investing kind of from the same lens, right? I try to kind of look at them all the exact same way. So if you're into any type of investing, you understand one animal rules all, and that is the bull, my friends. That is why when you go to Wall Street in New York, there is a statue of a bull. So what the bull means is the market is going up, right? Things are promising. It's good times. Things are bullish, right? Now, the opposite of the bull is the bear. We don't like bears. I'm not showing a bear. No offense to Chicago Bears fans. But, the bear is the opposite. So when the market is going down, it's bearish. So, I'm very bullish in general. Like you could call me like a permabull, right? I'm always optimistic. I'm always looking for the bright side of things. So I look at it right now. I think overall we are in a bull market, right? So crypto goes first, stocks follow, real estate lags. And the opposite happens on the way down. Crypto crashes first, stocks crash next, real estate crashes last, right? So, where we are now, if you notice, Bitcoin's been doing great last year, right? Crazy. Stock market, record highs, right? A lot of that has to do with inflation. It always comes back to inflation. So it doesn't mean that we're better than we ever were, right? But it is setting record highs. So that's a bullish sign. And I think real estate is coming back. So I specialize in multifamily real estate in Fall River. So I'm going to apply some of that to real estate. And I think that I have 4 indicators, right, that would tell me through confluence that they're all kind of telling me the same thing, that I think we're in that bullish market in Fall River multifamily real estate. And if I'm wrong, correct me. All right. So this is an example of a stock chart, right? And crypto chart, right? So you have green candles, which indicate good, going up, red candles going down, right? So we're going to use that theme today. All right. So my first bullish indicator for Fall River multifamily real estate came out September of last year, right? So HUD sets the rents. Now, why is this bullish? And I'll tell you why. Because most of the multifamilies deals, the 3 family properties in Fall River, they're all first-time buyer loans, okay? And that's from HUD. It's called FHA, 3.5% down. But there's a little quirk in those loans that has to do with a formula where the rents have to have a certain ratio with the mortgage payment, right? And as long as that ratio is good, those deals tend to drive the market and bring the prices up. So when interest rates are very low and rents are kind of where they've been the last couple of years, it works. And more of those buyers can come in the market and push the prices higher. And that's what we saw. So when the rates go up, that ratio gets thrown out of whack. And it really kind of like kills a lot of deals, which stifles the market, right? Because you take a lot of buyers out, you take a lot of action out, and the prices, they can't grow. They can even pull back a little bit. So in September, HUD, who sets the rents, these are the Section 8 rents in the Fall River area, is also the same agency that's in charge of FHA. Those loans went up on their rents 20% year over year, baby. Very bullish. So what does that mean? That means me as a broker, and any broker out there watching, you can steal this from me. I'm cool with that. When I do an FHA appraisal, and I have one of my listings, I got to go meet the FHA appraiser. I give them their own rents. Like, here's what your rents are for this area, and so that's good. The rents go up 20%, kind of offsets the rate a little bit, and it helps, So it's a bullish indicator. All right. So that's my first bullish indicator. All right. My second bullish indicator is real estate auctions. Okay. You guys know I go to real estate auctions a lot. I buy houses at auctions. I bought a lot of 3 families over the years. We flipped them. I wish I would have kept more, but we'll go back 2020. All right. So this property right here, I bought this property, get up on the screen, in 2020 at an auction. All right. 118 Maple Street, Fall River. So we bid $242 at the auction. So that was a 3 family. Literally, the thing is near the train. That was the second picture in my marketing when I sold it, literally right next to the train. Okay. So in 2020, a 3 family real estate auction, foreclosure auction in Fall River in proximity to the train was worth $242,000. Now that's unseen. You have to stand outside. You can't go inside. You don't know what you're buying. I'll do a whole video on auctions. But I went to an auction a couple of months ago, right? Maybe October, November. And here's a 3-family near the train. Very similar property, right? This one, $450 at the auction. So I remember that day. I just couldn't believe it. I called one of my guys. I was like, dude, 85% higher the auctions are from 2020 to today. So when you're seeing these distressed properties and these foreclosures sell 85% higher than they were 4 years ago, that's another bullish indicator. Okay. So I look at that as great, right? Someone paid for that at the auction. You know, granted, it's across the street from the train station, but I mean, mine was close too. You know, so that's my second bullish indicator. All right. Now, my third bullish indicator, and this is where we're going to get into some stock stuff a little more, is bid versus ask. Okay. So a seller lists something for sale. They have an asking price. You list your house for sale. You list it with a list price. That's your ask, right? And the buyers come into the market. They bid. Those are the bids, right? So higher asks, right, where the sellers are listing the properties for a little bit higher, is indicative of an early bull market, right? Because, you know, last year was tough in real estate. A lot of people had a rough year, you know, so we're getting into this bull market, right? So higher asks indicate. Now, if the bids are there, if the buyers are willing to pay the higher prices, then that's a bullish confirmation. Bitcoin, okay? You put your Bitcoin with a limit order sell at 42,000 and someone pays that and it was 38,000 yesterday, that's bullish, right? And the same thing works in reverse. When the market's crashing, you have lower and lower asks, right? The sellers are willing to take less and the bids are there. Now, in a crazy bull market, like we had in 2021, the bids are crazy high. I mean, the asks are higher and higher, and the bids are even higher and higher. That's where you see people bidding over, right? So that's like full on bull. When you see that, that's a sign that we're getting near the top in anything, stocks, crypto, real estate. All right, so what are the asks looking like right now? So we had those rents are higher, which is going to help drive the majority of the buyers. We have the auction distressed properties selling for 85% more than they were 4 years ago. Where's our asks? Well, my friends, right now in Fall River, 18 multis starting with a 7 or higher, okay? I'm going to give you a couple examples, all right? I like this one right here, Danforth, 6-family, 975, all right? Under agreement in 4 days, right? So they set that, the ask was up there, and the buyers obviously came to the market. So I want to see what those sell for. So this is what I'm looking at now, right? What were the actual sale prices? 92 Ballard, another 3-family, 750, okay? On the market, 10 days under agreement, okay? So the ask is up there and the bids are following, all right? Let's look for another one. Morton Street, 8-family, listed for 1.2 million, okay? That's also near the train. 7 days on the market, under agreement. So these bids are up, these asks are up there, and it's obviously that the bids are close enough that the sellers are taking them off the market. So when all of these properties close and those numbers are close to those list prices, that's confirmation of a bull market, right? And now those become comps to bring everybody else up. 8-family on South Main, 1,050,000 under agreement in 15 days, right? Orange Street, 8-unit, 989. Hold on. 8-unit, 989 under agreement, 10 days. So there's a lot at that price point going under contract, right? This one's been on for a little bit. This is a little bit of a high ask. This is 1.3 million for an 8-unit. I know this building very well. You know, that's a high ask. That's why it's sitting 21 days, right? Let's see. Where's another one I wanted to show you here? 940 Rodman. So here's another high ask, right? This is a 3-family for 760. It's sitting on the market. So that might be a little bit of a high ask, right? So the market might not be there yet for that property. All right. So again, so we got our first 3 things. Okay. We got those rents, those HUD increase in those rents. That's very bullish. We got our bump in auction prices. So people are paying more for distressed assets. Also very good. Our asks are like up there again. So the sellers are asking, you know, and you're going to get, it's still at some of these numbers, right? Especially with the 6 units and above, 5 units or higher, you're getting a different caliber of buyer, right? These are 25% down buyers, right? So different kind of buyer. which is good though. We need those. That's who's buying those. And when the three families, those buyers kind of come in first and they kind of set the level. So it's okay sometimes to be the most expensive sale in an area in a bullish market. So if you can identify you're in an early bull market and you can catch that wave as it's going up and you're the highest buyer and you're like, oh man, I paid the most of anybody. That's okay. You just set the market. And if it's truly a bull market, everyone will exceed you and you'll pick up, you'll gain some equity, right? Really quick. So that's okay. So now's a good time, I think, to be paying a little bit higher if you can do it and get the deals to close, because that'll bring everybody else up. And then finally, the last piece of good news that's a confirmation right here. It's always this, my guy here, Kobe AC letter, right? But basically, Jerome Powell today came out and spoke. There were no proposal to cut rates at this meeting, right? So they didn't raise rates, but they didn't cut rates, right? And he said they don't think we've achieved the soft landing yet, which, okay, blah, blah, blah. Like that's all made up. But anyways, they got to say what they got to say. They don't think it's likely that rate cuts start in March. Now, let's think about this for a second, all right? If Jerome Powell came out today, because the market is dying to go, like it's ready. So if there's a stock, crypto, real estate, all markets are just, they're just wound up. So if Jerome Powell comes out, he's like, yeah, we're not cutting rates today, but we will in March. But don't worry, what's going to happen? The market's going to explode. So he can't say that, right? He's got to play the game. The market is pricing in a lot of rate cuts overall, right? The interest rate, the Fed rate, so the fact that they didn't raise it today is good. A lot of other stuff in the economy, all these layoffs and stuff, that's all probably leading us to where we need to be, right? And the government cannot afford these high rates with $1 trillion a year in interest payments. So my bet was always May. I actually made a bet with somebody, a nice bottle of scotch, that it would happen in May. So hopefully I'm right. But regardless, it's still bullish, right? Because they did not go up on the rate. Because raising the rate, hurts the market. Even though when they lower the rate, it means that the economy is in trouble. So it's kind of like it's spins your mind around. But yeah, so that's how, I look at stocks, I look at crypto, and I take those techniques and those strategies and I apply them to real estate. So definitely my feeling, early bull market in Fall River for multifamilies, okay? So if you want to learn more, if you want to buy a multifamily, you need management on a multifamily, holla at me. I got you. I will definitely help you out. All right, guys? So that's it. That's my interpretation of it. Comment below. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. And, we'll stay on top of this and we'll keep posting updates. I can't wait to see those houses close because I want to see that confirmation exactly where we are in this bull market. All right, guys, take it easy. Stay bullish. All right, life is good. No complaints, baby. Take care.